be on the same sets with the same actors and you know, in the same show, and suddenly be myself. I felt like, I'm not sure I know how to be a human being. and I felt like, because everything was so restrained and so observed as September, I felt like everything I was doing as Donald was essentially just me going. I just felt like it was enormous, and my voice was just like, why are you going so high and then talking so low? And I probably was, you know, a monotone and not moving my face at all, but it felt so weird to not be constrained the way I had gotten really comfortable being for a lot of time. So I'm sort of tempted to say Donald, but I really enjoyed the restrictions of playing September and trying to, you know, see how much I could make with a really limited palette like that. So I think at the end of the day, that was sort of the one that I loved.
I really loved playing both characters. It was challenging initially creating Alt Lincoln because I was coming off of Dirty Sexy Money, where I played like a spoiled young brat who was not a leader in any way, and then playing, you know, Lincoln Lee in the alternate universe, who kind of not ran the division, but ran the field team. It was a big change for me. So at first I was very challenging and I was scared out of my mind. But Kirk Acevedo and Anna Torv made me feel so comfortable. And Kirk is a really interesting person. And he would just give me so much flack all the time and just like poke at me. He's one of those people that likes to like poke at any exposed nerves you have. And so you learn to grow a thick skin around it. So he it created our chemistry, and then it toughened me up as a person. So then he helped me kind of grow into the Alt Lincoln character. And then I was so excited to create Lincoln on our side, because I was like, I hope we get to see him at some point, and I hope he has glasses. And then I got the call. I just wanted him to be very different than that guy. And so it was a breath of fresh air for me, because I felt like initially the regular Lincoln was closer to who I am on the inside, which is kind of a hermity nerd that just wants to kind of like think about things logically. But I honestly grew so much over the course of the series playing both of the roles, because I learned so much from each of them. And I loved when the two of them met, and the regular Lincoln, who wore glasses and was more reserved and contained and more fearful, when he had conversations with the Alt Lincoln, who was like the Fonz to him, who was like so much cooler. I really loved the lines in the episode where he would say like, how are you like this? If we both had the same history, how is it that you are so cool and so present and engaged in the world, and I don't feel that way? Like, what was the event that caused us to be different people? And he says, I just made the choice to be that way. And that was so profound for me, because I think we're all on an exploration of self-discovery, and we're constantly wondering who we are. And we think that's a thing that is either predetermined or already determined or already exists. And what I came to realize is that who you are, it is a choice. Like, you make a choice every day to be who you are, and you can change that choice. You know, I'm not talking about gender or sexuality or anything like that, but I'm talking about just like who you are in the world and how you present yourself to the world. So I really learned a lot profoundly from those two characters. So I loved that. I will admit that it became hard to play Alt Lincoln after I had been the regular Lincoln for a very long time, because I was so used to being in my like nerdy shell that I'd have to then come out and be like, I need to like crack my back and like stand taller and be in the military again. And sometimes I just wanted to like crawl back in my shell, but it was so nice like being forced out again, because then you learn how to go back and forth, and it helped me grow so much as a person. Your turn.
My favorite was Alt Astrid. I just really thought she was very awesome. And I hadn't really seen anybody that was like her in television before. And I loved how she was so unapologetic for being, and she was probably the least like me. Like, I want to be the person that is in an uncomfortable situation and like doesn't smile just so nobody like feels awkward. I'm not that girl. I will smile all day long if it's feeling really weird or tense or something. And alternate Astrid, she totally doesn't care. Like, she doesn't care if you're looking at her weird, because that's your issue. She's just there to deliver some statistical information and then go back to her computer screen. So I thought she was awesome. She was my favorite to play. Thank you.